Forced clap. Real quick, Rob.
Yeah.
This is our least favorite stool, right?
Yes.
I just want to be sure.
Yeah, it's gonna go down.
Yeah, that this one we can.
Yeah, no?
Can
At
we?
this point, it's our only stool, so that's the one.
So we had to live without this stool. We could move forward for the.
Yep.
Okay. All right. I'm doing my due diligence.
I'm gonna have to clear out
I
myself.
have to do my due diligence before, boys, protective eyewear, before I say this next phrase. Because if I don't do my due diligence, somebody might get hurt. Are we ready?
Yeah, this is
Still
Mike's
emotionally
protective eyewear.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, Briana Buckmaster.
What you gonna do when she comes for you? That girl, that girl. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when she comes for you? That girl, that girl. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when she comes for you? That girl, that girl. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when she comes for you?
Me. I had this moment. I was like, do I come out and I do the thing, which is destroy a stool that I don't know who owns it?
Right.
Like, am I going to get charged for this stool?
Well, I'm wondering.
Do you know the answer to that?
Well, I know this much. That thought hasn't entered your head for the previous 6 years. So I'm wondering what suddenly made you give a crap? Is there? Did you get a bill? There we go.
Because Rob took a quick step forward, and I thought, now's my chance.
You were in the blast zone. You stepped into the corn nut corridor, and you're
Who else? Who else?
Crunch of Rob.
Go ahead, I won't do it.
I don't know if you know this, but I was Kim Rhodes last night at the PJ party.
The PJ party where I don't think I've ever laughed so hard as when Rich said he put his balls on my face. Yeah.
And by the way, that was just a thought that came to my mind. It had nothing to do with, don't eat your corn nuts and give me that look. I will smack that eyewear right off your hand.
Oh, that was a good time. I laughed real hard.
That was a good time. And with that, Briana Buckmaster.
Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you. You fucking love it. Let's see you, beautiful beings. Good Lord. Yes. God, you're sexy. How we feel about this convention today? I feel pretty good about it. I've had some good chats. I've met some good people. I get to mix it up a little bit. I do miss my Kim Rhodes. So if you get a chance, do tweet her to say hello and that we miss her. But I know she's having a good time in the England town. It's a town, right? Yeah, it is. I'm going to go ahead and take some questions because there seems to be some itching foreheads out there. Yeah, I'll start over here. Hello.
Hi, I'm Sierra. I was wondering, so I noticed the designs between the Wayward Sisters logo and the anti-possession were really similar on the outside.
Oh boy, okay.
What was the inspiration for the design inside of the Wayward Sisters?
That is, well, the Wayward Daughters design, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Is Riley. We all know who Riley is. Yep. She is the most important person in the entire world. And she designed, and with the help of Betty, I don't know her last name. I do, I can't remember right now. They started Wayward Daughters with all of you guys, this movement, which then became a fucking TV show, a pilot. Still a big deal. And so she designed it. So I didn't have a part in that. We literally were bandwagoners of the Wayward Daughters movement. We're like, and I remember her messaging Kim and I, being like, is this okay? And we're like, yes, it's okay! Can we be a part of it too? That's kind of how that came. This echo is tripping me out. I'm so happy I'm not stoned yet. Cool, Mom. So, my answer is no answer for you. But Riley will have an answer for you, and I'm so grateful to her and all that she's done. Thank you for your question.
Thank you so much.
Thank you and goodbye. Yeah, they put a catwalk up here for me. Hello, Queen.
Hi, I'm Amy. My question for you is that Donna's one of my favorite characters.
Me too.
And one of the reasons I relate to her so much is when her appearance on the show, she was getting out of a bad relationship and learning to value herself again. And so it really struck a chord with me. And I wondered if you knew that female fans in particular might respond to her so strongly.
So I didn't know much about the show and the fandom when I was first on the show. Jensen loves talking about when we first met. The very first time we met was for that shooting of that donut scene. So then he fell in love with me because I'm so funny. No, because he knew that I wanted to fart around and he likes to do that. But he says that he like shook my hand and said hello, and he's like, oh, she has no idea who I am. Okay, and it's true, I didn't, and I should. Now, recognizing all of this, I should, but I didn't know the impact of any of it. To me, I was just like secretly pregnant and needed to make some money and couldn't work in theater because I was pregnant, so, which is what I had been working in for most of my life. Theater! Go see the stage show! So I loved that character. I mean, a lot of things. Even from the first audition, I love that character because I love doing that Midwest accent, which is not that different from where I grew up, Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan, Canada. And so that was so fun for me, and I think that when Phil was in the room, who directed the episode, he was, I think, genuinely surprised that I was as good as I was at that accent, because he was like, I need you to do the accent. I'm like, oh yeah, no problem. He's like, oh, okay. You guys are so funny. It's like a party trick. So I was grateful to be able, listen, the conversations about my body, about women's bodies, but I can only speak on mine, conversation about my body in this industry has been endless. My entire career, it's always a conversation. I was talking about this in the PJ party yesterday, is that even when I was working in theater, no matter what the job was, even if it had nothing to do with being skinny or fit, directors always thought they had the right to ask me to lose weight. Always, always, always. And it was so refreshing to play a character that wasn't the discussion. That wasn't anything to do about being hired. In fact, whatever I was bringing to the table with experiences I had with my body and with people judging me because of my body was useful to that character. So that was a gift to me as an actor. The gift that continues from that is watching Donna grow and expand and step into herself as a woman, realizing she has more to offer this world than just the way she looks. And it is such a gift to represent that. Yeah, so I'm not saying I'm the first, I'm not the only, I'm not the last character to represent that for many women, but it is a gift. It's so funny when people are like, oh, you look very different than you do on camera. And that doesn't bother me. I love the fact that Donna wears a uniform and throws her hair in a ponytail and doesn't wear any makeup. I love that. It's a relief for me as an actor to not have to worry about, lumps and bumps and what I look like on screen. And it's also, I don't know, it's a point. There's a point to be made there that women can be seen and heard without having to look a certain way. Right? So I think the character of Donna will go down for the rest of my life as probably being my favorite character for all of those reasons. So thank you. I'm gonna slip. I can feel it happening. The slip, squawk out of my teeth. Hi.
Hi. I was wondering who inspires you.
Do you like how I was like, I'm gonna slip walking, and then was like, let me stand on this thing. Yes. Oh God, my daughter's in so much trouble. Who inspires me? There are a lot of women in my life who are kind of on the periphery. So I have incredible girlfriends in my life who encourage me to be bigger and brighter and more than I am. And I feel like we gotta do that as women. This is why I'm always saying stuff about, you know, to be big, to not worry about being humble. I'm not saying be a fucking asshole. I'm saying if you are a good person, being humble does not need to be your priority. Often people want you to be humble because they are uncomfortable with who you are. So don't worry about that if you are a good person. And I like being around women who are bigger and better and stronger than me because it helps me to rise up. These are a lot of women who you know. Lisa Berry is one of them. I love Lisa Berry. She's been in my life for a very, very long time, kind of on the periphery, and I feel very grateful, and I feel like it's a very synchronistic thing that this show has brought us back together. Emily Swallow, I love, love, love Emily Swallow. And then there's people right now in media that I don't know at all, who I find inspiring because they truly are embodying what it is to be an empowered woman without apologizing for it. Jamila Jamil, do you guys know who that is? Yes, if you don't, look her up on Instagram. She's fantastic and she just does not take any shit, and I love it. She'll call anybody out on any kind of fat shaming. She'll call anybody out. Mindy Kaling is another one. She is one that is like killing it in the game right now and has everything against her, being a minority, being a woman, being a single mother. And she just, and all the shit is thrown at her constantly. I hear all the stuff that people say about women in the industry who are taking what they want, who are asking for what they want, and taking it when it's being offered to them. And some women, you know, they get bad raps for it. People like Mindy Kaling, Tina Fey, Oprah, Beyonce, they don't give a shit. They're gonna take what's theirs. And these are the women that inspire me, is to be big. And by being big, you can inspire other people to step into themselves wholly. And so if I can do that for you by being completely myself, all the flaws, all the joys, then I'm so grateful and honored to be able to do that for you. So thank you. It's getting hot up here. Starting to talk about heated things. Just a little bit there. Hey, Sarah.
Hi, Bree. So I asked Jason this question, and he laughed at me.
Can't wait.
So it's okay if you laugh too. That's okay.
Cute.
I was wondering, because you guys are going on tour this summer. Next month, excuse me, you're going on tour with Paul, Billy, and Jason, and I was wondering if you have any story, insight, like something you guys have been working towards that you want to share with us.
So, how did you pose that question to Jason?
Pretty much the exact same way, and he goes, "You're asking for stories about something that hasn't happened yet?"
Yeah. Is that what you're asking?
Yes, but like...
Do you hear the stupidity in what you're asking? I can say that to her, she's my friend.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you guys have been coordinating, planning,
Yes.
creating a set list,
Okay.
practicing,
Let me
taking
think of something
beautiful
interesting.
pictures together, whatever.
Because you know what? All of this happened very quickly. It was literally like we were walking from from brunch after the Swain Lanta show in December. And Billy, Jason, and I was like, Billy, you and I should just go on tour. I've never been on tour before. I just wanted to experience that for no other reason than wanting to experience it. And Jason was like, well, I can make that work. I can figure something out. And then a couple months went by, and then I'm the one that's like, hey, Jason, what about that thing? This is me over text message, though. Poking him, Jason. And he's like, okay, let me make some calls. And then literally a week later, the whole tour is booked. That's what Jason's like, because he has so many projects all the time, but he gets shit done. But I now live part-time in Vancouver and part-time in Los Angeles, have a child, have a husband, have a career, or a couple of them, sort of. So I'm busy. We all are. I'm extra busy because I'm traveling back and forth between the cities. So we don't get a lot of time to rehearse. So literally, I rolled into the green room this morning and Billy was like, hi, how are you? Okay, so we got a set list for Atlanta. We need another one. We added a show. what else are we gonna do? Should we do new songs? We should do a new song each show. So we've been doing nothing but talking about the tour since I got into the building. We're going to plan, Billy and I are gonna do 3 rehearsal days because I'm going back to Los Angeles and figure it out from then. But both Billy and Jason are very level-headed fellas. So there's no drama, there's no stories. Like there would be with other people I'm sure you might know. And it's very, I think it's gonna be such an awesome tour because it's like, it's just gonna be so even keeled and everybody's gonna be very relaxed. And if we fuck up, we fuck up. You guys said that. Yeah. You said it. I'm just super grateful. Like the music to me is not something that I'm interested in getting rich and famous over. It's literally, it feels like it's for me. It feels like I love singing for people, and so that fills me. I'm grateful that you guys also happen to enjoy it. And if the tour is successful, great. But if I can get anything from it, even better. Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll have stories for you after tour, I'm sure.
Hello.
Hello.
First, I want to say I thoroughly enjoy when you do the Minnesotan accent because I actually have the Minnesotan
You
accent.
do, don't ya? Oh, jeez.
But, so you recently were in Europe, and I'm sure you were jet lagged like crazy.
Oh, it's the worst.
I am currently at a 13-hour time difference, and jet lag is kicking my
Why? Where are you
ass.
from?
I live in China now.
Oh, no big deal.
But so, jet lag's kicking my ass. So do you have any remedies for
Oh, I'm famously the worst sleeper. I literally went for a drink with Rich after the PJ party yesterday. And you know what I had alongside my glass of wine? A small cup of sleepy time tea with 2 tea bags. Because I knew that if I took any kind of like sleep medication that I'd be really, really groggy today, and I didn't want to feel like that in this heat. I really was like, the heat is too much. And I've been good. I feel my energy has been solid all day. I had the worst bout of insomnia and jet lag after I got back from Rome this year. And I don't know why. Usually jet lag will affect me on and off for about a week. This went on for probably on and off for about a month. And I'd never experienced that before. But it's short. Are you only here for the weekend?
I'm here for 2 months.
Okay, so you'll have time to get over it. You gotta be extremely regimented. Meaning you gotta go to bed at the same time. Can't nap. That's the hard part. When you're just in one place for a weekend, like when I was in Rome, it was so funny. I could not sleep at night. I just couldn't get on Rome time. But I was only there for, I don't know, 4 or 5 days, so I was like, fuck it. So anytime there was a break at the Rome convention, I'd go up to my room and nap. And I remember Jared and Jensen just showed up on the Saturday. We'd worked Friday, the karaoke, and then Jared and Jensen show up on the Saturday, and they showed up. I'm like, okay, bye, I'm gonna go upstairs and have a nap. And Jensen's like, where are you going? I was like, look it, I'm gonna have a nap now, so I can be fun later. And he's like, go. That's all he cares about. So because it was just such a short period of time, I felt like I could get away with the bad sleep habits, but you gotta get on a routine. Jet lag's the worst, man. Even this there's 3 hours difference between here and LA, and I couldn't sleep last night. Couldn't do it. But look at me now. Yeah, you get those gifts. Thank you. Thanks, and you're welcome. Hello.
Hi, I'm Carol.
Hey, Carol.
We just took a picture together, and I want to remind you you're beautiful.
Thank you so much.
You blew me away.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so my question is, if Dean asked Donna to give Jack the talk, because he said he was going to give Jack the talk and he didn't.
The sex talk?
Yes. What would Donna tell Jack?
The sex talk?
Yeah.
Dina wants Donna to give Jack the sex talk?
Yes, because I'm pretty sure Dean's not going to be able to.
Did you make this up in your head?
Yes, I literally just came up with this question.
You are such a pervert. Thank you. No wonder you think I'm cute. You want Donna to talk about sex? Okay. I see what you're doing, girl. Oh, okay, Jack. You sit right down, okay? Yeah. Listen, when a man loves a woman, or a woman just wants to get laid, he has a thing and she has a thing, and they get blingoed on a minibar and watch pay-per-view. And then a baby comes out. So wrap it up. Okay, Jack? Okay, thank you so much. You want to get some soup? Something like that. You're cute. Oh, Jack. It's so funny because Jack's another one, or Alex is another one that's very different from his character. Like, I think you'd recognize him on the street. I remember telling Rich years ago, I was like, I never get recognized on the street, ever, ever, ever. And he's like, that's because you look nothing like your character. And I think the same thing for Alex. He's usually wearing like a hoodie and a leather jacket. He looks like a rapper. He's so cool. Guys, all of the men on the circuit have crushes on Alex. I just want you to know that. We are all backstage during Saturday Special, and they're all like looking at him, and they're all just like, man, he's so cool. So cool. And he's just like got a like flannel shirt around his waist and a leather jacket and a hat. Alex is just like Alex, but guys are just like, oh man, they're all like, how do I? Hey, Alex. Don't tell them I said that. Hi.
Hi. So 10.
Don't mom me. I hear your gasps. This is how she dies. Water in season 15. Retract that. It felt like a bad decision. Thank you so much. Hello.
Hi. So 10 years from now, when you look back on this whole supernatural experience.
Oh, you have an accent. Okay, I gotta pay attention to this.
What is the one thing that'll really stand out to you?
Oh, for sure the conventions. I mean, the show is great, but the conventions are another level. Come on. I mean, I don't think any actors would say differently. The only bummer about the conventions for me is that I don't work on Sundays, so I don't get to see the boys that often. But I live in Vancouver, so I usually go and party with them. So yay me. But the conventions is where I got to know all of these guys, be friends with all of them, got to collaborate on so many amazing creative things with them, become friends with them and their families, learn so much about them and myself. About you guys have really expanded my world and taught me so much about people and ways of people that I didn't even know existed. I'm so grateful for all of it. So I will remember this shit forever. Forever. So the show was great, the conventions are better. Thank you. Hello. Oh, shoes sound kind of serious. Oh, and you're little. Okay, here I come.
Okay, so the first thing I wanted to say was that you were so beautiful. Thank you. But now to the actual question. So,
Good move.
coming from somebody that is not dead or has died on Supernatural, what do you think the saddest death is?
Honestly, I have not seen every episode, so grain of salt. I really haven't. I know a lot about the deaths. I know a lot about the harsh deaths. But from the episodes that I've seen and remember, it was Joe and Ellen.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
I remember, I'm pretty sure I cried when they died. I mean, I did just have a baby, but that was very moving. And both of those actresses and Jared Jensen, even think about it, such a beautiful scene, such an impeccably acted, written, directed scene to me. So for me, how about for you?
For me, I think it was Crowley because he's my favorite character.
Yeah.
And when I saw that, I just cried my eyes out.
Yeah, that's fair. And Mark Shepard's an amazing actor,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. Amazing actor. He was truly amazing. Nobody could have done that character better. We're so lucky to have him. Yeah? You feel good?
What?
You feel good?
I'm nervous.
Yeah, me too. Only because you were flirting with me earlier, so. Now I'm all like,
You're not wrong.
I'm gonna come get you. I love you. Oh God, you're welcome. I mean, you were in line. What was I gonna do? I'm gonna say, no, I'm not gonna answer your question. Hello.
Hi.
I'm not coming.
Welcome to Dallas.
Thank you, it's very hot here.
Yeah. So my question is, what's your favorite part of being a mom?
It is amazing watching a bug become a human. Listen, children are a blessing, but babies fucking suck. Just kidding. Babies are wonderful. I'm sure glad when mine stopped being a baby, though. My experience with a baby was rough, but lots of babies are amazing. Mine was not. But she's a blessing and all that shit. My daughter just turned 5, and I have never been more full of joy. I did the worst thing in the world, you guys, so I'm not going to see my daughter for about 2.5 weeks, which is a rough year we're going through, and we're doing it for our family, and Valentina is amazing because I've been doing these conventions almost since she was born, so it's kind of her normal for me to go away. It's actually getting a little rougher for me because I'm becoming more attached to her as she develops a personality. I just want to be around her more and more and more. I did the dumbest thing, which was I watched 2 shows on the plane on the way here. One of them was When They See Us. Did you guys know the show on Netflix? It's rough. The other one was The Handmaid's Tale. So guess who had a cocktail on the plane? Yeah, I love watching. All of the stuff is about her. It's not about me. If I was to say anything, I'd love that becoming a mother made me feel strangely, in a way that I never ever anticipated, complete. I didn't actually think that I wanted to be a mother. I still sometimes don't. But from the get-go, I felt like I made more sense. I am a Cancer, I'm a maternal gal. I make jokes all the time about being a bit of a, I'm a rough and tumble, crass lady, but I've always been very maternal, and I am very loving and love having very intimate friendships with people in my life. And so it doesn't surprise me that I feel that way about my daughter, but being a mother made me think about myself less, which was a strange comfort. Man, do we think dumb shit about ourselves sometimes? It's so unnecessary. And when you are distracted out of that because you have to care for somebody else, it is a strange gift. And I love watching her become her own person. And when people say she's just like me, I don't think that at all. And I'm not saying she's not, I'm just saying I don't think that. I think she is completely her. And she is so funny. She loves nothing more than to make people laugh. She ran into it at the park. She was with my husband, and they were at the playground and saw 3 teenage girls. And Valentina spent half an hour just making them laugh. And when she had to go, she started weeping. Because she's like, I'm never going to see my best friends again. Because she just loves making people laugh. It's her favorite thing in the world. We've also taught her that 3 times is enough for a joke. You know how kids like to fuck that up. Anyway, for me, it was a gift that I didn't know that I wanted, and a gift that I didn't know I needed. So I am so grateful for it. Thank you. I'd like to add on top of that, women do not need to have children to be complete in this world. I think it's a strange thing that society puts on women to, I think it's a lot. I don't know if anybody's experienced the question of, so when are you having kids? That's an annoying question to somebody who doesn't want them, because if they don't want them and they say they don't want them, they might be perceived as selfish assholes. And I think that's fucking bullshit. As someone who has chosen to be a mother, I deeply respect women who want to live a whole, full, successful, joyful life within nobody else but themselves. And I think we all need to respect that. Okay? That's all I want to say. Hi, I'm getting sweaty, so I'm going to take my sweater off. Don't get weird about it. You bunch of sluts. If you smelled me, you wouldn't think it was as sexy. And you're not going to.
I'm...
Yeah, it's there. Hi. I know, I'm being annoying. Go ahead.
I'm pretty self-conscious about myself, and I know you kind of went through the same phase, so I was wondering if you have any advice on how to be more confident in...
How old are you?
18.
Oh, you're a youngster. Okay. So, when I was, I think I must have been 16 or 17. And this doesn't make any difference to anybody. This is not for comparison. I'm just telling my story. When I was like 16, I probably was a size 26. I was a very big girl. And I was always who I am now. I was just as big, just as loud, in a sense was just as confident, because I wanted to be that kind of, I wanted to have that kind of confidence that I saw in people who were smaller than me, because that looked fun. Do you know what I mean? So I developed kind of this sense of humor. I really consciously developed a sense of humor because I felt like it would get me noticed in a different way. Then I chose to lose weight. And that was a different journey because it was not an immediate, path to self-confidence that I thought it was going to be. Then all my insecurities came from other places, and they crept up, and even though I looked different, I didn't feel different, and this is a common thing people who have lost weight experience. So what I've learned over the years is that confidence is a muscle. And you've heard me say this a lot. It is something you need to practice every day. It is only practiced in true self-kindness and self-love. And I know we talk about this term self-love a lot, and it gets used by influencers, and now it's used in marketing and shit like that. I don't think it's all bad and wrong. I'm saying self-love as in going, oh, you're having a sad feeling. Experience that feeling, but know that a feeling is not a fact, and it is not your identity. A feeling is a feeling, and it will pass. The you that is full and whole and complete and who this universe created is perfect, with sad feelings and happy feelings. So I want everybody to acknowledge sadness as part of the beauty of who you are. I think that sadness gives us something to learn about ourselves. It gives us something to overcome, and it gives us an opportunity to become strong and powerful. So when you do feel sad about who you are or how you look, be grateful for that sadness, because then right on the hind tail of it is an opportunity to overcome it and find your true self, because you are perfect. We are all perfect. We don't have to do anything to be anything else but ourselves. And once we start to realize that more, start to love ourselves for who we already are, the outside things that we're trying to prove or attract or become start becoming less interesting, and we start becoming more interesting to ourselves. So every day, look in the mirror. You've heard me say this. Look in the mirror. Use your name. It's very important that you speak to yourself using your name, because it tends to make you listen more. And tell yourself that you love yourself using your name. Just try it every day, once a day. And very soon, you'll start to believe it. Okay? You want a hug? I'm stinky. got my sweat on your hair. It's armpit sweat. Okay. Hello.
Hey, Britt. I have a question for you about theater, since you just talked about it.
Yeah.
That was your first. So it just came to me. If you had your choice to lead a Broadway show, which show would you choose?
Well, there's a couple shows that I talked about already today, so it's funny that you asked this, is one of the very first big career heartbreaks I ever had was losing the role of Tracy Turnblad in Hairspray.
Oh my goodness.
When I was very young, and I didn't in the audition process, didn't go any further because I was too tall, because she's a little shorty. And then the other one I had mentioned today was the musical Ragtime.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know this musical?
Yeah.
You don't know it? Ragtime?
So I was like, when did you speak today earlier? The meet and greet.
Oh, yes, not here. Sorry. It's my first panel today. Didn't miss anything. Yes, those two musicals, when I was in theater school, I think I did numbers from them. Also Rent. Oh, who doesn't love Rent? I've been trying to get Lisa Berry to do the Maureen Joanne duet with me. For so long. One of these days I'll get her. Yeah, I love musical theater. And sometimes I get sad that I'm not involved in it anymore, but it is a beast of a career. You have to do 8 shows a week. You have to be vocally on. I lose my voice all the time, and what was happening is when I was doing musicals, I was losing my voice all the time. And so I'd have to go on vocal rest in between shows, and eventually I just made the decision. I just couldn't live like that. I couldn't talk to anybody. And I was just like, this is not a life for me. So I moved more into straight theater and comedy, but yeah, somebody once asked me if I could do a role that was switched genders, what would it be? And I think it would be, what's his pickle? Brian Stokes Mitchell from Ragtime. He has that beautiful, do you know the song Wheels of a Dream? It's that beautiful song. Do you want me to sing a little bit of it for you?
Yes!
Let me think. I see his face, I hear his heartbeat, I look in those eyes, how wide they seem. Well, when he's old enough, I will show him America, and we will ride on the wheels of a dream. Thanks, guys. Thank you for letting me live my musical theater fantasies out for you. Thank you.
Thank you, that was awesome.
Thanks, man. I love that song. Hi, Annie.
My question is, when you met Kim, what did you think of her at first?
Okay, this is a funny story, and I wish Kim was here because we have very different versions of it. Did I open a bottle of water already? It's gonna be this game. There's always like these half-open bottles of water in the green room, and I just drink any of them because I'm like, I would kiss any of you, so I don't give a shit.
Hold on.
Okay, so I had heard about Kim Rhodes for a long time because my very first episode of Supernatural, Phil was directing, and he was, I'll never forget it. This is how good I am at manifesting my life. Is that I was on the table, the massage table, getting the VFX shit done to my back for the fat sucking thing. And Phil comes down underneath, I had my head through that little hole, and he's like, you know what, I have an idea for another episode. And I was like, ooh, another episode that literally had never been in more than one episode of anything ever. And I was like, oh my God. And so he's like, there's another character on this show, played by an actress, Kim Rhodes. She's also a sheriff. And it would be funny for you guys to like meet at like, I don't know, like a sheriff's convention. Like that's a thing. Well, it is now. And it was funny because Brad Creaser, we all know Brad, camera up, he went, that sounds like a spin-off. That's how long ago that was. 6 years ago. That was the first I heard of it. I heard it in my brain, I'm like, yeah, that's gonna be a thing now. And so when I met Kim, I knew that I wanted to impress her because I knew that she was kind of the longest running female character on the show. Is that right? Yeah. Other than Mary, who is in the, but yes, most seasons.
Yes.
Yes, okay. So she was filming something. I was driving from Circus to set, and she was filming something in the chalet, and she was walking out of the chalet. I thought she was filming inside the chalet, so when she walked out of the chalet, I went, Kim! So I'm Briana! So good to meet you! And she was actually shooting that whole time. She's like, who's this fucking hack? So Kim's version of it is that she had heard a lot about me and was nervous because she thought that I was gonna come in and be the new fun girl or something like that, which I get, that's a fucking dumb female thing that we are all told that there's one slice of pie for all the women and that's bullshit. We can all belong and be popular and successful. So Kim and I started chatting, got to know each other, and we fell in love over coffee and cookies. And we'd always go, oh, 3 o'clock, want to go get a cookie? We'd always go to craft services and get a cookie. And I remember her and I having lunch together once talking about these conventions. Because everybody's like, oh, you're going to start to do the conventions now. And I was like, oh my God, or do you think so? Maybe. And I said, she's like, yeah, you're going to come in. You're going to replace me. I'm like, well, maybe they would put us together. And she's like, no. They would never put 2 women together. Suckers. So that's kind of the story. We kind of instantly fell in love. The first scene we shot together was the scene where Jody and Donna first met. It was the lollipop scene. And I remember I had a bunch of business to do on the table. I had to sign her in, I'd get a lollipop, I had to like say fuck you to Doug, and I was like, pretty new to TV and had to hit my marks. You guys hear this term all the time. And I kept missing my mark and I went, oh, fuck me. And I went, oh, sorry, I swear a lot. And she went, oh, you don't know me yet. And then we fell in love. The rest is history. She was madly texting me today about that Wayward podcast stuff that we were doing. Did anybody see that?
Yes.
Yeah, if you haven't, go on the Wayward podcast Twitter and you can see all the shenanigans. Yeah, you can come in. I see your little weird finger poking through the curtain. I know where those fingers have been, Norton. Actually, I don't. Thank you. What? Did you call it a homeless finger? That's weird and
Hi.
Oh, hi, Jesus. Hi.
I know this question has probably been asked, but what is your favorite memory on set?
Probably the donut scene. I think it was because I was just so nervous. I didn't know any of these fucking people, and I didn't want to screw up. And the way Jensen tells the story is that I was such a good improviser. I just didn't crack up and couldn't believe it. He was trying so hard to make me laugh, and I wouldn't. I was just so nervous. I didn't want to laugh because I didn't want to get fired because I thought that was my option. You laugh, you get canned. But I remember the crew laughing so hard at the donut stuff, at just the powder, and I remember doing the rehearsal, and I was pretty new to television at this point, and so when they're like, okay, we're going to do a rehearsal is just for the crew to watch how it all happens, and then they build everything around what you do. I just was like, oh, I'm to act now? Okay, I'm gonna start acting. And so I did everything I was gonna do in the shot, and I fucking mowed down on that donut. I called cut, and Jensen was like, oh, you really went for it. I was like, was I not supposed to? I don't know. Anyway, that scene will go down in history as my favorite because I was so nervous and everybody seemed to like what I did, so it was good. Thank you.
From donuts to Dallas, one woman drives to convention fame. That's right, I just titled your book right now here in your book.
From donuts to Dallas.
Donuts to Dallas.
It's a porn movie, Rich.
You know, it's your script, kid. I'm just shooting it. If you've never heard Briana Buckmaster sing, you need to be at the Saturday night special tomorrow night. She sings with this phenomenal band. Prepare to have your socks blown off. Ladies and gentlemen, Briana Buckmaster. Well, Richard, you really nailed the bad girl part there.
Thanks. I finally, after all these years.
Because I always thought the words were girl, bad girl, because you just started girl.
I know.
But you got the bad part.
I found the bad girl. I know, I'm good at it now. I was really bad, but it made sense because it's bad girl.
Good point. So good. As girl, bad, comma girl. Bad girl, bad.
Yeah, right.
Girl.
That's right.
What you gonna do?
I don't even know anymore.
What are you gonna do when they come for you?
I don't even know.
Well, you better figure out something.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen.
What do we, oh, yeah.